Hello, Mr. Yim.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you.
Mr. Hawthorne, sir, good to see you.
Good evening. Good to
Welcome.
see you as well. Thank you.
Hello,
Hello,
Mr.
sir.
Hawthorne. How are you?
Great to see you, folks. Very
Thank
well.
you,
How
too.
are you?
Excellent. Good to see you.
A little nervous because it's been a while since we've done this.
Great background. I love the background.
Oh, thanks. It makes me look very small, like I'm in
Yeah.
like a little field mouse or something.
Yeah, it's really well done. Very, very colorful.
Camera is on, so that's perfect. Dr. Yu, sir, it's good to welcome you from Hong Kong. Welcome to BC.
Okay. Oh, video also connected and sound also connected.
Oh, it's wonderful. You might remember our Brigade Commissioner, Mr. Yim. He's also with us here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I see Senator Patterson has joined us. Ma'am, welcome to the pre-event reception. It's good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And I will, I'm balancing everything out here. So good evening to everybody, and certainly to Hong Kong. It's an honor to be included in this group.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Letitia, I see you're here too as well. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Dr. Yu, how's the weather over in Hong Kong?
That's fine. About 20 something. No need to open the aircon.
That is comfortable.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Good evening. Bonsoir à tous. I'm Richard N. Liu, Honorary Brigade Division President, and welcome to our pre-event reception. We are very grateful to see folks tuning in from across Canada and Hong Kong. So allow me to first introduce our BC team around the table. So let's begin with Mr. Chow.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Raymond Chow, and I am the Brigade Cadet Commissioner, British Columbia and Yukon. Welcome.
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Chow. Sorry, I should have started with Mr. Yim there. You can see we haven't done this for a while. So Mr. Yim, sir.
Good evening. My name is Frederick Yim. I'm the Brigade Commissioner for British Columbia and Yukon. Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Yim. It's good to have you here. We also have Mr. Ahadzadeh.
Good evening, everybody. It's good to be with you. I'm Farhang, and I'm the Lower Mainland Area Admin Officer. I look forward to a great time with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahadzadeh. We also have here Mr. Sang.
Hi, good evening, everybody. This is Mr. Sang. I'm the Lower Mainland Equipment Officer. Thank you.
Great to have you here. We have some cadets here with us. So those that we can see, I see Cadet Leader Yip. Thank you, Cadet Leader. Yep. I see Corporal Zhang.
Hi, my name is Rang. I'm from grade 9C.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang. I see Corporal Tan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fiona Tan, and I am part of Division 389C as well.
Great to have you again. I see Squad Leader Maharaj.
Good evening, everyone.
It's good to have you here, Squad Leader. do we have any other NCOs here? Because I see a few. Oh, I see Corporal Leo there. Okay, Corporal Leo.
Good evening, everyone. I am Corporal Liu. I'm also from Division 389.
Great to have you here, Mr. Liu. Do we have any other NCOs here that are here? If not, okay, then I will start with our special guests are here all the way from Hong Kong. If you can please introduce yourself, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. This is a very good morning in Hong Kong. I'm the Assistant Commissioner of the Hong Kong Island Command. Very happy to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yu. I see Rear Admiral retired, the Honorable Rebecca Patterson.
Bear with me. So good evening. Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Rebecca Patterson, and I'm a Canadian Senator for Ontario, and very honored to be here tonight. Thank you.
It's great to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you.
We also have here Catherine Yuan, the head of the Hong Kong Economic Trade Office.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm with the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office. This session is particularly meaningful to commemorate the Canadian soldier who have fought in World War II in Hong Kong at the Battle of Hong Kong. And really nice to meet everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. It's great to have you here. I see Mr. Ted Hawthorne from the BC Regiment is here.
Okay. Thank you so much, Richard. Good evening. Good evening, folks. It's my very great honor to be here this evening. I'm the Regimental Secretary for the British Columbia Regiment, Duke of Connaught's Own, from Vancouver, British Columbia, former Honorary Colonel of that regiment. As I said, a great honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hawthorne. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
We also have Leticia Sanchez from PCHC.
Hello, I'm Leticia Sanchez. I am the Vice President of the Pacific Canada Heritage Center Museum of Migration, and it's an honor to be here and celebrate with you the people who died and for free Hong Kong and free world. Thank you.
Thank you, Leticia. It's great to have you here. Oh, Mr. De Leon, sorry, I didn't introduce you there. You're always in the background, but you're always here with us. Mr. De Leon.
Hey, good day, everyone. My name is Ian. I do special training here, and I also help assist in running this production. I'm very happy to be here. It's been a while, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
Thank you, Mr. De Leon. It's great to always have you here and supporting. I see Mr. Vincent Liu has also joined us. Mr. Liu.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a CSA Division 389. Nice to meet everyone. Thank you.
It's great to have you here. And last but not least, I see one of our veteran family members who've joined us. Colleen, if you want to turn on your camera and say hi and introduce yourself.
Okay, sorry. Okay, my name is Colleen Au. I'm the daughter of Dr. Potin Chak, so it's an honor to be able to join you guys for this special event, the celebration of, well, not celebration of the Battle of Hong Kong's 82nd anniversary. It's nice to see you all again on Zoom. Thanks for the invitation.
And Colleen, it's great to have you here, as always, and to take part in this commemoration for sure. Okay, as our long-standing tradition, before we start things off, we'd like to take this opportunity to take a virtual group photo. In this way, the Hollywood Squares or Brady Bunch, depending on how you look at it. So please, I'm going to give you a few seconds to turn your camera on and to keep smiling for us, and we'll do a couple of screen captures here. All right. Okay, so everyone look at your camera and give a big smile. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. So thank you. Let's begin the official program. Mr. Ahadzadeh, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Hello, everyone. I'm Farhang Ahadzadeh, Lower Mainland Area Administrative Officer based here in Lower Mainland, BC. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on this very special event. Before we begin, I invite the members to keep their headdress on, except during the opening and the closing prayer, and remain seated. Please keep your mics muted, especially when our special guest is speaking. And if you have any questions, please raise your digital hands. Thank you. I would like to now invite our Honorary Brigade Division President, Mr. Richard Liu, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Ahadzadeh. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us from the comfort of your office or living room. Those watching on YouTube, we continue to encourage all to click on that subscribe button down there and hit the bell to be notified so that when we post new videos, you can see them right away. If you're new to this channel, you can always navigate our uploaded videos easily with the timestamp chapters in the video description below. If you haven't seen our previous events, you can find them all on our growing YouTube channel. Thank you. Now, before we begin, I would like to acknowledge and recognize that our division and brigade is proudly based in Vancouver. And we are located on the ancestral and unceded homelands of the Coast Salish. We are grateful for the opportunity to present this special service on the shared territory tonight. I now hand this over to Mr. Chow.
Thank you, Mr. Liu, for the land acknowledgement. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raymond Chow, and I'm the Brigade Cadet Commissioner for British Columbia and Yukon. We will begin this evening with an opening prayer by our St. John Ambulance BC Yukon Provincial Chaplain, Mr. Nahum Yip, followed by messages from across Canada and Hong Kong. When Chaplain Yip begins his prayer, males, please remove your headdress and everyone bow your heads. You may replace your headdress after the prayer. Following the prayer, we will have special messages from our very own St. John Ambulance Chancellor, Dr. André Levesque, who will make opening remarks, followed by welcome remarks by Emily Mo, the Director of Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office in Toronto, and Rachael Bedlington, the Consul General of Canada in Hong Kong and Macau.
I'd like to lead into this commemoration with an opening word of prayer. If you want to join us, you're welcome. And in whatever faith you want to express your gratitude, you may also do so. And thank you. Let us pray. All-powerful God, we honor today those men and women, our sons and daughters, husbands and wives, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, who have laid down their life for their country, whether weary or emboldened, quiet or defiant, vulnerable or ready. When you call them home, their sacrifice is too humbling for words except these uttered in prayer. Loving Lord, bless them forever in your eternal peace. Cherish their spirit, honor their commitment, send them our love, and we'll never forget the service that they gave. Amen.
To the members of St. John Ambulance and the families of the Battle of Hong Kong veterans. As Chancellor of the Priory of Canada, I bring greetings from Ottawa. We remember the service and sacrifices of our veterans who defended Hong Kong 82 years ago today. St. John Ambulance lost 56 brothers and sisters in Hong Kong as they worked to save lives. We were fortunate to know Dr. Po Tin Chak, a St. John Ambulance veteran who survived the Battle of Hong Kong, the St. Stephen's College Massacre, and the POW camp. We were honored to recognize his service while he was still with us, as Dr. Chak passed away only 2 years ago at 99 years. Over 500 Canadian service members died either defending Hong Kong or in the POW camps. As a retired Lieutenant Colonel of the Canadian Armed Forces Army Reserve, I wish to also remember Hormidas Joseph Ret'd, April 11, 1917 to November 29, 2023, a member of the Royal Rifles that defended Hong Kong, who also survived the POW camps and lived a long life to 206. He sadly passed away just last week and was the last living C4 survivor and veteran of the Battle of Hong Kong. We will remember Mr. Ret'd, Dr. Chak, and all who defended Hong Kong 82 years ago, lest we forget.
President Liu, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Hong Kong and Canada, including British Columbia, have established strong ties over the years. This includes the Battle of Hong Kong, where the Canadians have defended the city 82 years ago. The stories of these brave Canadians who had endured the battle will always be remembered. Both the St. John Ambulance in British Columbia and Yukon and the St. John Ambulance in Hong Kong are committed to building healthier communities in respective places. I wish both brigades all the best and look forward to seeing stronger ties between Hong Kong and Canada. Thank you. 劉會長、各位嘉賓，大家好。香港同加拿大包括卑詩省在內，多年嚟喺各方面建立咗緊密嘅聯繫，當中包括82年前第二次世界大戰嘅香港保衛戰，加拿大出兵協助香港，我哋永遠唔會忘記呢啲勇敢加拿大人嘅英勇事蹟。聖約翰救傷隊喺卑詩省同埋育空地區嘅支部同埋香港支部，一直都致力創建健康社區。我祝願你哋嘅工作順利，亦都希望見到加拿大同香港維持更緊密嘅關係。多謝各位。
Greetings, bonsoir, 大家好。The 8th of December marks the start of the Battle of Hong Kong 82 years ago. The Battle of Hong Kong is not only a part of Hong Kong's history, but is also very much a part of Canada's history. La bataille de Hong Kong ne fait pas seulement partie de l'histoire de Hong Kong, mais aussi de l'histoire du Canada. Hong Kong was where Canadian troops experienced our country's first battle in World War II on that day in 1941. The defense of Hong Kong ended with significant Canadian casualties. Of the 1,975 young Canadian troops who came, 554 died, and St. John Ambulance lost 56 of its members. Here in Hong Kong, we just held our annual Canadian commemorative ceremony on December 3rd at the Commonwealth War Graves Commission Sai Wan War Cemetery. This event has been organized every year since 1947 to remember those Canadian soldiers who joined Allied and local forces in fighting courageously against overwhelming odds for 17 and a half days in December 1941. Every year, the Hong Kong St. John Ambulance has taken an active part in our ceremony, graciously providing first aiders for the event and laying a wreath in memory of the fallen soldiers. We thank you for this. This year, unlike past commemorations, we did not have Canadian veterans of the battle present. Indeed, we received word that Mr. Ahadzadeh, a veteran of A Company of the 1st Battalion of Royal Rifles, passed away on November 29th. With his passing, all members of C Force who fought to defend Hong Kong 82 years ago are now gone. This sad milestone makes it even more important that we, both in Canada and here in Hong Kong, participate in acts of remembrance to carry their memory forward. Canada remembers, Hong Kong remembers. Nous nous souviendrons d'eux. Thank you.
Thank you for the opening prayer and all the messages to begin this 82nd anniversary service of remembrance. Mr. Chow, let's begin.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. On December 8, 1941, the Japanese Imperial Army simultaneously invaded Hong Kong and attacked Pearl Harbor. The Allied forces, Canada, UK, Singapore, India, and Hong Kong, were outmanned and outgunned 4-1, but fought hard for 2 weeks to protect Hong Kong. This engagement would become known as the Battle of Hong Kong.
1941年12月8日，日本皇軍同一時間攻擊香港和珍珠港。為了保護當時嘅香港，盟軍包括加拿大、英國、新加坡、印度同埋香港，以平均人力和火力4-1嘅弱勢，奮鬥咗2個星期，而且呢一場戰鬥被稱為香港之戰。
Hours before the governor of Hong Kong, Mark Atkinson Young, surrendered to the Japanese army, the invading army stormed St. Stephen's College, which was converted into a field hospital, and they murdered all the wounded military personnel, civilians, and defenseless medical staff, many of whom were St. John Ambulance volunteers.
1941年12月25號，香港總督楊慕琦向日軍投降前嘅幾個小時，日軍就襲擊赤柱聖士提反野戰醫院，殺死所有手無寸鐵嘅醫護人員，其中大部分係聖約翰救傷隊志願隊員、受傷嘅軍人同埋平民。
The Battle of Hong Kong was Canada's first land engagement in the Pacific Theater during the Second World War, 82 years ago. As a result, 290 Canadian soldiers were killed in action, and another 264 would perish in prisoner of war camps in Hong Kong and Japan. St. John Ambulance lost 56 brothers and sisters between 1941 and 1945, most of whom were killed during the 2-week battle.
82年前嘅香港之戰係加拿大喺第二次世界大戰期間喺太平洋戰區嘅第一次戰鬥，結果290名加拿大官兵喺行動中陣亡，另外264人喺香港嘅日本戰俘集中營喪生。聖約翰救傷隊喺1941年至1945年之間失去咗56名兄弟姊妹，大部分係喺2個星期之內嘅香港之戰中陣亡。
We are commemorating the 82nd anniversary to connect our communities across oceans with virtual wreath layings on both sides of the Pacific, to not just remember all those who lost their lives, but all those who eventually came home and continued their lives in in Canada.
我哋喺呢一度咧，紀念這場戰鬥嘅事件82週年。通過虛擬嘅方法咧，將我哋環球嘅社區聯繫起嚟。喺太平洋嘅兩岸以虛擬花圈紀念所有失去生命嘅人，以及僥倖並存在加拿大繼續生活嘅人，以特別嘅方式嚟紀念這次活動。
Now we ask Cadet Leader Yip to read the poem in Flanders Fields.
In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, The larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up a quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Thank you, Cadet Leader Yip. Now I would like to introduce and call on Honorary Colonel Hawthorne, Regimental Secretary, Commanding Officers Committee of the BC Regiment, to read the Act of Remembrance. Sir.
Thank you and good evening. Thank you, Commissioner. It is a very great honor to recite the Act of Remembrance. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Response: we will remember them.
We will remember them.
I will now like to call upon Corporal Zhang to read the commitment to remember.
They were young as we are young. They served, giving freely of themselves. To them we pledge, amid the winds of time, to carry their torch and never forget. We will remember them.
We will remember them.
Remember them.
The commemoration for the Battle of Hong Kong has now concluded. Thank you for joining us in your respective time zones to remember all those who served, but also those who saved lives and for making our future a better one. We now invite Rear Admiral Retired, the Honorable Rebecca Patterson, Senator of Ontario, who will share her recent statement on the passing of one of our members. Ma'am, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you very much. I would also like to start by saying that yesterday in the Senate, there were two statements made by senators in honor of the anniversary of the Battle of Hong Kong. And one of our new senators from Prince Edward Island, her father was in the Battle of Hong Kong and spent a number of years as a prisoner of war. And she gave a most touching story. And I will make sure that once those statements are available, that I will share them with you. Today, I'd like to talk to you about Nursing Sister Lieutenant Colonel Retired Jessie Chenevert, a distinguished member of the Order. Yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago, I rose in the Senate in remembrance of Nursing Sister Lieutenant Colonel Jessie Chenevert, who passed away on November the 28th, 2023 at the age of 101 years. She was born Jessie Urquhart in Ottawa's Glebe neighborhood. Jessie trained as a hospital nurse in Brockville, Ontario, and went on to work in Kapuskasing. But in 1950, the war in Korea broke out. She made the brave choice to enlist in the Royal Canadian Army Medical Corps, partly because she was so worried about her brother Bob, who was an Army logistics officer with a Canadian transport company. Upon landing in Japan in May of 1953, Nursing Sister Chenevert became one of only 60 Canadian nurses to serve in the Korean War. She served between two sites, the 400-bed British hospital in Kure, Japan, and the 120-bed 25th Field Dressing Station, located about 25 kilometers south of the Imjin River. The Medical Corps faced the daunting challenge of treating battle-inflicted injuries and infectious diseases. And then, when the ceasefire came into effect, Canadian nursing sisters worked with the newly released prisoners of war, helping to restore their physical health before repatriating them back to their home countries. After the war, Jessie continued to serve in the military and served in Germany, Ottawa, and Churchill, Manitoba. Over the course of her 25 years of service, she rose to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel and retired as Director of Nursing at National Defence Medical Centre here in Ottawa. And this is where I myself spent my first years as a military nurse. This past July, I met Jessie when the city of Ottawa honored her by naming a street after her. As I was due to travel to South Korea later that month with the parliamentarians and 10 Korean War veterans to mark the 70th anniversary of the Korean War armistice, I asked Jessie, is there anything that she wanted me to visit in her honor while I was there? And ever spry at 101, she looked at me dead in the eye and said, "You should be taking me with you." And she meant it. Unfortunately, we had to settle with bringing her photo with me. I, along with other Canadian parliamentarians, paid tribute to her and other Korean War veterans, both those who had died and those who came home, at the United Nations Memorial Cemetery in Busan. In her own words, and always humble, she said, "I'm no one special. I only did my job, what I signed up for." And Jessie, I have to respectfully disagree with you because you really were someone special. The one thing all military nurses have in common is our unwavering commitment to our patients, often without recognition and often in the most dire circumstances. Colleagues, today, and in the presence of you, I would ask you all to take a moment to remember Jessie as a pioneer and for the enormous impact she has had on so many. Jessie, thank you for your service, and may you rest in peace, lest we forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Patterson, for the very moving statement. We will remember her. I now invite Brigade Commissioner Yim To make the closing remarks, Commissioner Yim, sir.
Thank you, Richard. Thanks to you, Raymond, Farhan, Tony, and Ian for the work behind the scene and during this annual service. A sincere thank you to Senator Patterson on the meaningful closing statement on the loss of a dedicated member of the Order in Ottawa. It is our Brigade's privilege and honor to host the 4th virtual service for the Battle of Hong Kong, as we remember our front, but also veterans who make it home. As a member of St. John Ambulance BC Yukon, we remember our 2 World War II veterans, Dr. Potin Chok and Peggy Lee in BC, that we honored in life. With the passing of Peggy Lee this past April, we also recall her visit to Hong Kong with the Chinese-Canadian Military Museum dedication commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Hong Kong in 2016. We are also very fortunate that every November, the Burnaby Cadets remember the thousands of veterans buried at their first launch, particularly the 2 Battles of Hong Kong veterans, Dr. Chow and Dr. John Lee. We thank you all for joining us this evening from across Canada and Hong Kong, and appreciate all the special messages we heard earlier from our various dignitaries. I also wish to thank you, Dr. Andrew Yu, CSTJ Assistant Commissioner of Hong Kong Island Command, for joining us from live Hong Kong. I have the good fortune of meeting him, Brigade Commissioner Dr. So, and other senior leaders during my visit to Hong Kong just last month, which marked our very first in-person engagement for the ongoing bridge building and growing friendship since the global pandemic between our 2 brigades. Without this virtual event, we saw over the last 4 years, this meeting could not have been possible. We have truly been able to connect over oceans. Thank you again to the leadership team and to our cadets for making this event so meaningful tonight. And with that, I wish you all a safe and wonderful Christmas and happy holidays ahead. We now have Provincial Chaplain Yip closing prayers. Please remove your headdress from the closing prayer, for the closing prayer.
Please join me in whatever way you want to express your faith in a closing word of prayer. I would like to use a prayer by Lewis Millet, and the title is An Old Soldier's Prayer as our closing. I have fought when others fear to serve. I have gone where others fail to go. I have lost friends in war and strife, who valued duty more than love of life. I have seen challenged men become even bolder. I have seen the duty, honor, sacrifice of the soldier. Now I understand the meaning of our lives, the loss of comrades not so long ago. So to you who have answered duty's siren call, may God bless you, my son. May God bless you all. And for those who serve in the military, who survive war, relieve the suffering of the victims of war, grant them peace of mind, healing of body, and a renewed faith in your protection and care. Grant this through Christ our Lord. Amen.